Did you know that estates refers to the assets that you leave behind when you pass away? That's right. I had an interesting question from a personal injury paralegal a few weeks ago, and she asked me, what exactly are estates? It's what you leave behind when you don't have a plan in place to transfer your bank account, to transfer your home, to transfer your vehicle, to transfer your insurance, etc., to your beneficiaries. Yes, you can name a beneficiary on each of your third-party items, such as your insurance policy, etc., to pass your assets, i.e., inheritance, along. However, if the beneficiaries are children who are under the age of 18 years old, they will not see a dime of that money until they turn 18 years old, unless someone goes to court to be appointed as the conservator on their behalf. Not only that, but the conservator will have to post a bond, which they will not be able to afford because most civilians cannot. The bonds for inheritance on behalf of minors are extremely expensive, and the conservator must be prepared to cover the bond from the child's current age all the way up until 18. So imagine that you have a 5-year-old child and you purchase a $100,000 life insurance policy and you name that 5-year-old child as the beneficiary. The child will not receive that money until they're 18, or they will receive it at 5 years old if a conservator files a petition with the court and the court actually grants it. Now, the problem with the court granting it, or not the problem, but the challenge, is that, as I already stated, most civilians do not qualify because you must withstand a background check and a criminal check, and you must have the finances to cover anywhere from $300 to $1,000 every year through the child's 18th birthday. So let's say the bond is $500 for the year because the child is inheriting, let's say, $300,000, and $500, I'm doing the math right now, $500 times 13 years when they turn 18 is $6,500. So the person who applies to be conservator for your child's inheritance, who will have full control, will have to be able to pay $6,500 in insurance bond before the court will grant them the authority to receive the money. So 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be somebody you know. That is going to be a county conservator. So the county conservator will pay out $6,500. They will receive the insurance proceeds. They will collect the insurance proceeds. They will reimburse themselves for the $6,500 in addition to the cost of the petition if it was the county administrator that had to file, or reimburse the person who did pay for it. And the county administrator will receive 2.5% of that money every year until the child turns 18, all because you didn't put a plan in place to appoint your own conservator who could avoid a bond, someone that you know personally, someone that you can trust, who can manage your child's money, or create a trust so that the, what did I say, $300,000 life insurance policy could funnel through the trust. And then through the trust, you can say, my 5-year-old child, upon their 18th birthday, they can receive, I'm of the opinion that you shouldn't give them a dime. You should make them get a job at 18 so they understand that they still have to work for everything they earn. So let's say you put it in place for them to receive 1/4 of that money at 21 years old, or when they graduate from college, the second quarter at 25, the third quarter at 28, and the fourth quarter at 30, however you want. Or you direct the trustee to pay for your 5-year-old's tuition once they turn 18. But I think you see the point here. You are naming a child as a beneficiary who will never see that money until they're 18. Meanwhile, you pass away at 5. Where does your child end up? And you have no planning in place. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what estates are. It's what you leave behind with no blueprint, no estate plan, no will or trust to help guide your family as to what happens and to provide for your minor children, your disabled children, your spouse who relies on you as the breadwinner, etc. That is the business of estates. It is the only way to transfer the assets. And yes, you can add beneficiaries, but as I already stated, The beneficiaries will receive everything all at once, regardless of their age. And even at 18, I'm pretty certain you do not want your 18-year-old to receive $100,000 all at once, much less $500,000, because I guarantee you they will be more broke once they receive that money within a year than they were before. So yes, put planning in place to cover your estates because you work hard for the money, right? And you're doing it for your family. Put a plan in place to ensure that they receive those assets. Follow us for more.